Welcome to Precalculus. I'm going to work through a problem, another example, and this one will have another phase shift going on. So we're going to do y equals 4 cosine of x plus pi over 4 plus 4. So the key things to pull from this: amplitude is that number, 4. Period's 2 pi over b. This is one where b is actually 1. That's 2 pi over 1, or 2 pi. Critical distance is the distance between key points. Is 2 pi over 4. It's always period over 4. It's going to be pi over 2. Okay, the thing that is maybe that people struggle with the most is what to do with this thing in the parentheses. Well, when you have something in parentheses, I advise you to set it equal to 0 and solve for x or theta, whatever it is. And that tells you what I call the start. It's not really a start because sine and cosine have a all reals domain. They don't start anywhere. They're always existing. But it is a adequate descriptor, I believe. Finally, this 4 here means it's going to shift up 4. One other thing we can do, is not required, but I think this makes it a little bit easier, is to make a little note. The amplitude's 4. That means we're going to go from -4 to 4. Also, if it's going to be shifted up 4, that means I can edit this -4 to 4 to 0 to 8, because I'm going to add 4 to each of these values here. -4 slides up to 0, 4 slides up to 8. So this can be helpful as a guide to get my scale right on my graph. And again, I like to get all the details from here so I don't have to keep looking at the graph. So we'll pick up the next page. Okay, let's begin our graph. We'll use this whole page for our graph. Trying to make a straight line here. Okay, so our critical distance is pi over 2. So I'm going to every pi over 2 units. Oh, actually we got to shift left pi over 4. Did we say that? No, that's no fun. So we're going to shift left. We'll make that -pi over 4. And our critical distance is pi over 2. This is why we don't really love these kinds. So if I'm going to add pi over 2 to this, it's going to put me at pi over 4. And then if I add another pi over 2 to it, I'm going to be at 3 pi over 4. And it's just going to hit all the odd pi over 4s. So it's never going to hit a nice pi or pi over 2 there. So almost every other dot I'm going to put. Now if you're using that graph paper, this is not the greatest one to put on that graph paper, honestly. But you could try it. It's be 9 pi over 4. I need 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 pi over 4. And 8 will be 13 pi over 4. And just in case you're curious, let's see, that's 1.5 pi, that's 2 pi. That's 2.5 pi, that's 3 pi. Okay, and then we need to go up to 8. I'm just going to say that's 8. So that's 4. And really, that's all we need. If the range goes from 0 to 8, 4 is going to be our equilibrium value. This is a cosine graph, so it will start at a high position. And you see how quickly this comes together once we get our scale set up. Whoops, that's wrong. I forgot about my phase shift, didn't I? This is shifting pi over 4 left, so actually, let's just graph this in a different color. Actually, it's going to be right there. At -pi over 4, 8. And then all the odd pi's over 4 are going to be our key points. So I'm going to go from high to equilibrium to low to equilibrium to a high position to equilibrium to a low position. Did I miss one? To equilibrium. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, my bad. I was not thinking correctly. There should be 9 on this one. So we're going to come out 2 more, and we'll just call that 15 pi over 4. The very edge there. So we'll put our last point here. You can see that, yes, and then we'll sketch our graph. And I can do much better on paper or on the whiteboard. So sorry this isn't that great, but this is actually turning out better than I thought. Looks like that. It's still not very good. So that's 2 full periods. You can see the key points, and there are 9. Again, it's the old 9 fence posts make 8 group pieces of fence, or 9 stripes makes 8 parking spaces. So you actually have 9 key points, because your start and your finish you have to both account for. So that's that graph of 4 cosine quantity x plus pi over 4 plus 4. So hopefully that was helpful to you, and see you next time.